Hey guys, this is CPT SMASH, Smash the Strength Lab. Today's topic is how to work out with an injury or a pre-existing injury. Now, these are just some basic tips that I've come across over the years, either through my own experience or the experience of dealing with others with bad injuries. And being injured, it sucks. It really does. As a power lifter, I'm always getting injured in one form or another, my joints, my soft tissue, whatever. But I always find a way to work out it. And so when you have a will to get something done, there is always a way. So I encourage everyone to try to work through their injuries in the best way possible without seeking further injury and still continue to train hard and get the stuff done. So first, right off the bat, go to a doc, physical therapist, get yourself checked out so you know exactly what it is that you're injured with. Apparently my dogs are having a rebuttal with me. Hey! So, now secondly, you want to seek out advice of other people that have had that sort of thing. So, go on an online forum, go on Facebook, see if anybody else has had it, see if they've been able to train through that type of scenario, just so you can get some anecdotal experience on kind of what kind of stuff other people have experienced. That way you don't have to repeat that. So it often helps to go find yourself a coach that has that sort of knowledge that can kind of get you back on track safely if you don't have enough preliminary knowledge yourself. So now, basics, common sense stuff, avoid painful movements. Like this is, pretty basic, I mean, if you hurt your back and squatting hurts like heck, okay, so don't squat for a while, or find a way to deload that motion so that you can achieve a full range of motion without pain. So now, something on the scale of 1 to 2 out of 10, 10 being the worst, 1 being the best, sometimes that's okay to push through as long as it's not causing further injury. You should know this because, if it hurts like hell, obviously you don't want to do it. So common sense stuff. Now, the other things that you can do are reducing the load, reducing the volume around the affected tissue, or just training around it entirely. So like if your lower back's out, then choose exercises that are not going to affect your lower back, like seated presses, bench press with your feet elevated, that type of stuff, so that you don't have to strain your back and can still work other muscles around that affected tissue. So sounds pretty common sense, but a lot of people are like, oh my God, well, my right shoulder's hurt and I can't bench. And it's like, well, yeah, you can, but you may just have to use a single arm and do dumbbell bench press with your left arm. I mean, it's a very common scenario. So, and it's just your shoulder, so you can do plenty of squats by throwing that up there, or do some belt squats. You may even be able to deadlift as long as the angle does not hurt that shoulder. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do in order to work around that injury. So now, and sometimes all it needs is a little bit different range of motion, like shortening the range of motion on a bench press to alleviate shoulder pain. We like to use the Elite FTS shoulder saver a lot for people that have a lot of shoulder injuries. That way they can come down not quite so deep on the chest, and it keeps it in a nice angle so that they're not able to get into the bad angles that are going to cause them pain. So, or simply using dumbbells in place of a barbell in certain instances, rotating the hands. I mean, I can't tell you how many times that I've seen people doing overhead presses and they're trying to be really strict by driving their arms up and over the head with their palms turned outward, and they're like, oh man, my shoulder's just clunky and it just doesn't move well. And all we simply do is rotate the hand position, use some dumbbells, and you do a neutral grip press. Alleviates all the problems until we can address and fix the mobility issues in the shoulder or whatever is going on in there. So try different stuff out. As long as it doesn't cause pain, you can train around that issue. So now, if the affected tissue is really damaged, you know what it is. Once the pain has gone down and you're not in excruciating pain, work in range of motion first, trying to get range of motion through that joint or that pattern, and then work on some static strength. So static strength is just holding a position. You may use a light load or just body weight, or just gain some extra strength in that affected tissue again, because you're going to be starting from ground zero if it's a really bad pull or tear, and so you don't want to load it up extremely right out of the bat. From there, once you don't have any more pain throughout that range of motion, then you want to try to add a little bit of load and do more endurance work for that type of tissue. So you build up the endurance first, and then you slowly progress up into competitive loads or bodybuilding and powerlifting, whatever you're going towards. So hopefully these tips have been a little useful in some of you with a lot of injuries. Like I say, there's always a way to train around an injury. Sometimes it just takes the know-how to work around the affected tissue and get some stuff done. So Smash Strength Lab out, and I'll chat with you soon.